I never expected to stand out in a universe this big. Yet somehow, I ended up being the only human in my entire school. Xyrelian Stellar Academy. A place where thousands of young minds from hundreds of planets train to become intercosmic diplomats, xenobiologists, engineers, explorers. The best of the best. And me. Just Adrian Holt, kid from Earth. A late-blooming species who joined the interstellar community only 42 years ago and still couldn't get everyone to stop calling us primitive carbon walkers. The spaceship that brought me here smelled like ion fuel and recycled air. I stepped into the colossal academy hall with my duffel bag, surrounded by beings of all shapes and colors. Luminescent tentacled Xererians, towering crystalline Varnics, tiny mechanical symbiote Cybots who whirred when they talked. Nobody looked like me. Some students stared, some whispered. A few pointed and laughed in languages my translator implant hadn't learned yet. And there was one look I already recognized without translation. Disdain. To them, humans were unpredictable, emotional, clumsy, stubborn. The academy only accepted one every 3 cycles. I was novelty at best, a biological antique at worst. My palms were sweating. Forced a breath. Just get to your dorm. Don't make eye contact. Don't throw up. Do not panic. Attention first years, said a floating drone, beeping cheerfully. Orientation begins in Auditorium Helios in 42 minutes. Please proceed. Something slammed into my shoulder like a meteor. I staggered, catching myself against a glowing wall panel. Watch it, flesh thing, a reptilian student hissed. He flicked his forked tongue. Don't leak fluids on me. Before I could respond, he slithered on, his tail smacking my leg for emphasis. I took a shaky breath. Welcome to the next 3 years of my life. Fun. The first glance. The Auditorium Helios looked like a cathedral built inside a nebula. Arched ceilings glittering like star clusters, sound dampeners humming softly. I found an empty seat in the very back. I didn't want attention. And that's when I saw her. She sat 5 rows ahead, silver blue skin shimmering like liquid starlight. Large violet eyes. Hair, if it could be called that, flowed like strands of cosmic mist, drifting gently as if underwater. Her fingers ended in delicate crystalline tips. She looked ethereal, mesmerizing, and completely otherworldly. And she was staring at me. Not glancing. Staring. Like she'd been waiting for me specifically. I immediately looked away, pretending to study the orientation holoscreen. My heart drummed. Great. Day 1 and I'd already attracted the attention of a cosmic goddess or a predator. Hard to tell. Orientation droned on. Galactic policies. Anti-xenophobia regulations. Emergency evacuation protocols. Don't create wormholes in hallways. Don't consume classmates without written consent. Standard rules. When it ended, I tried to disappear in the crowd. But suddenly she was beside me, close enough that I could smell something like ozone and midnight flowers. You're human. Her voice was soft, melodic. Curious, not mocking. I swallowed. Last I checked. Her gaze didn't waver. It was intense, unwavering but not hostile. More like fascination bordering on hunger for knowledge. I have never seen one in person. Yeah, we're rare here. So I have learned. She tilted her head, studying me like I was a living puzzle. I am Seralith of the Cairnlux. You may call me Sarah. Adrian, I managed. Humans weren't good with formal alien introductions yet. Nice to meet you. She didn't blink. Did her species blink? You are nervous, she observed. I laughed awkwardly. Try being the only one of your kind in a school full of advanced alien civilizations. She considered that. I imagine it feels Isolating. My chest tightened. That's a word for it. Her eyes softened, pupils shifting like swirling galaxies. Then she said something I never expected. I will sit with you tomorrow. And just like that she drifted away, leaving a faint trail of starlight particles behind, like she'd been carved from comet dust. I stood frozen. Why me? Why attention? Why that promise? I didn't know. But for the first time since stepping foot in this academy, I felt less alone. Lessons in discomfort. Classes began. Xenodiplomacy, stellar navigation, galactic history, cross-species physiology. My translator implant worked overtime. Most days I felt like I was drowning in knowledge and choking on self-doubt. Whenever I entered a classroom, chatter quieted. He's the human. Do they really sleep 8 hours? He has only one heart. Barbaric. Meanwhile, Sarah always sat beside me. Every single less, like a fixed star in a chaotic galaxy. She asked questions, relentless, curious questions. Do humans always process emotion before logic? Does Earth truly rotate on a tilted axis? Why? What is pizza? And I answered because talking to her felt strangely natural. I told her about Earth oceans and thunderstorms, city lights and music festivals, trees taller than houses, the way snow felt on your tongue. In return, she told me about her world, a luminous water planet where beings swam through liquid sky and lived in floating crystal sanctuaries. On Cairnlux, we feel each other's thoughts when we choose, she explained. No secrets, no lies. Emotion is shared to strengthen unity. That sounds terrifying. It is beautiful, she corrected gently. Perhaps humans fear vulnerability. Accurate. We became something. Not friends exactly, but orbiting each other. Two anomalies. Two curiosities. And that caused problems. Jealous whispers. Strange rumors. Some species didn't like cross-cultural closeness, especially not with a human, the newcomer species barely trusted with interstellar tech. One day in stellar navigation class, a bulky four-armed Groxon intentionally kicked my chair, jolting me forward. Careful, human, he sneered. Your fragile bones might crack. Before I could react, Sarah stood, not aggressively, but with quiet authority. Your behavior is primitive, she said, voice echoing like crystal chimes. Leave him. The Groxon scoffed but backed off. Nobody challenged a Cairnlux lightly. Exhaled. Thanks. She looked puzzled. For what? For defending me. I did not defend. I corrected inefficiency. Blinked. That was definitely defending. She paused, as if analyzing her actions. Then perhaps I am learning something from humans. And there it was again, her gaze intense, unwavering. Like she saw something nobody else could. Something worth seeing. The incident. 2 months in, things changed. We were in Xenobiology lab, dissecting simulated micro-creatures. I was struggling with my holoscalpel when alarm screamed. An ear-splitting panic sound. Containment breach. Unknown pathogen detected. A shimmering purple mist burst from a cracked storage capsule across the room. Students scrambled. Panic rippled. Our instructor sealed the lab, but it was too late. The mist drifted toward me faster than the evacuation shields could deploy. Froze. I felt a sting on my skin like electrified snowflakes. The mist sank into my pores, my lungs, my bloodstream. My vision blurred. Heat pulsed under my skin. My limbs tingled, numb and burning at once. Someone screamed, not me, someone else. Then everything went black. I woke in a medical stasis chamber. Sensors glued to my skin, soft blue light surrounding me. Voices echoed outside the pod, muffled but frantic. Human physiology wasn't in the safety matrix. Didn't know the pathogen would react that way. May not survive. My heart hammered. Were they talking about me? Then a face appeared beyond the stasis glass. Violet eyes wide with fear. Sarah. She pressed her palm to the glass. Adrian. Can you hear me? I tried to nod. It was more like a twitch. My body felt like jelly. She leaned closer, voice trembling. First. Humans are resilient. You will survive. I wanted to believe her. But my vision flickered again. Before fading, I heard her whisper something. Soft, urgent, raw with emotion. I cannot lose you. A Cairnlux expressing fear. For me. Impossible. Yet I heard it. Felt it. And I knew then, whatever this connection was, it wasn't curiosity anymore. It was something deeper. Something forbidden, maybe. But real. Reconstruction. 3 weeks passed. Recovery was torture. My body fought the alien pathogen, adapting slowly with medical support. Other students visited occasionally out of politeness or curiosity, but Sarah came every day. Sometimes she sat silently by my bed, watching starlight filter through the med bay dome. Sometimes she spoke about her family, hopes, the beauty of nebula tides back home. And sometimes she sang. Soft, haunting harmonics that vibrated through my very bones and eased my pain. Cairnlux healing resonance, she said. One day, while I sipped nutrient broth like a 90-year-old, I asked, You don't have to do all this. She blinked softly. I wish to. Why? She hesitated. Truly hesitated. You make me see the universe differently. My throat tightened. The room felt smaller. Closer. Sarah. I am aware of the Academy's stance, she interrupted, eyes dimming. Cross-species emotional bonds are discouraged. That's putting it mildly. Yet I do not wish to look away. For once, I didn't have a sarcastic comment or nervous laugh. I just breathed, chest heavy, heart racing. I don't want you to look away either, I said quietly. Her expression brightened like a star igniting. And that was the moment. The shift. The silent agreement. We were no longer anomalies orbiting. We were colliding. Aftermath and awakening. I recovered fully. Doctors were baffled. Said humans had unique adaptive immunology. First time that was a compliment. Returning to class was intense. Whispers doubled. Stares sharpened. Some in awe, some in disgust. Rumors spread faster than light signals. The human survived alien contamination. The Cairnlux girl stayed by him. They're too close. Too connected. I expected Sarah to step back. Protect her status. Distance herself. Instead she sat beside me like always. And this time she didn't hide it. When someone glared, she glared back. When someone whispered insults, she responded with icy elegance. At lunch one day, 3 Cybits rolled over. Human is inefficient companion, the lead word. Emotional bonding produces impaired logic circuitry. Sarah stood. Then you are malfunctioning because logic guided me to choose him. I nearly choked on my food pack. I whispered. You didn't have to. I wished to, she repeated calmly. Then leaned close, her voice soft only for me. Do not hide from being seen. For the first time I didn't. I lifted my head, met the room's stares, and let them look. The Starfield Garden. The Academy had a private garden dome, a microbiosphere floating above the campus. Sarah took me there weeks later under a sky filled with stars brighter than any seen from Earth. Crystal vines glowed. Floating water orbs drifted. Tiny bioluminescent creatures hovered like fireflies. "It is peaceful here," Sarah said, voice gentle. "It's beautiful," I breathed. "You are thinking," she observed. "I'm thinking about the future. What happens after this? You graduate, go back to your radiant home world. I go back to Earth and practice diplomacy with species who think we're hair-covered children." She stepped closer. "Then we shape a new future." I stared, stunned. "Is that even allowed?" "Nothing changes until someone breaks the pattern," she said softly. "Perhaps it begins with us." The air pulsed between us. Warm, charged, meaningful. "You were never strange to me, Adrian Holt," she whispered. "Only extraordinary." And for once in my life I felt extraordinary. End. Or beginning. Graduation loomed. Some came to accept us. Some never would. But we were there. Visible, undeniable, unashamed. The academy director once pulled us aside. "Your connection raises complications." Sarah replied calmly. "Progress always does." And with every class, every shared glance, every conversation about stars and oceans and futures, we built something no rulebook had considered. Bridge. Possibility. Humans weren't alone anymore. And neither was I. On my final night before returning to Earth, we stood again in the Starfield garden. Sarah placed a shimmering crystal in my palm. It hummed softly, warm as skin. "A memory stone," she said. "It carries thought, feeling, intention. When you hold it, I am with you." My chest ached in that bittersweet way only real connection can cause. "I'll come back," I promised. "I will be waiting," she whispered. Then, with galaxies above us and a world between us, we stood together. Two beings who weren't supposed to meet, yet somehow changed each other anyway. I used to think I was alone in the universe. Now I know better. Sometimes the smallest presence in a vast galaxy becomes the brightest point of light. And sometimes, being the only human in the entire class means being the first to teach the universe what humans are capable of, including love, curiosity, stubbornness, and finding someone who refuses to look away.